This episode of the Spotlight Insider is brought to you by Teflon Radio, the official sound of hip-hop and R&B lovers who live and breathe the culture. At Teflon Radio, we do more than play music. We create a space where artists, voices, and stories come alive. From the hottest new hits to timeless classics, interviews, and community updates, we're on it 24/7 to keep you inspired, entertained, and connected. The same energy is what fuels the Spotlight Insider, a show that puts the spotlight on visionaries, creatives, and the community leaders who are changing the game. So whether you're tuning in to catch a powerful conversation or just vibing out for some dope music, we got you covered. Download the Teflon Radio app now on the Apple App Store or Google Play, and keep it locked. Teflon Radio, where real music meets real stories. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy TeflonJohn coming to you courtesy of the I Am TeflonJohn brand. And this is a new show. You know what I'm saying? I got my people with me.
Sir.
Got Anthony Train Johnson. I got JaTaen Rucker here. And so I guess we're going to call this show Up Close and Personal because we're going to get up close and personal with the cast of the hit play that's in Lynchburg, Virginia right now, The Family Reunion by Daniel Barksdale, right? So if you can just introduce yourselves and, you know, just tell the character that you guys play in the actual play.
Ladies first.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm JaTaen Rucker, and I play Roslyn, a married woman who is experiencing some trials in her relationship, but I'm happy to come to the family reunion and reconnect with my family.
Okay.
My name is Anthony Train Johnson, and I play Deiondre. Deiondre is basically a married man, a little misguided, means well, but somehow, some way, he gets in his own way a lot. And on top of that, his wife is a very loving wife, and Deiondre doesn't want to lose any of that, but he's a knucklehead. So him sorting out his life and trying to stay on track is the interesting part about this entire.
Okay.
About his role in this play.
All right. So let's go back to the ladies. So what attracted you to that role of Roslyn?
I think the thing that attracted me to the role of Roslyn is that every relationship is going to have some type of trials, and it teaches you kind of when to forgive and like when to lean on others for advice versus when you need to do what your gut says. So for me, it was mimicking real life. Mm-hmm. Not all the stuff that Deiondre puts Roslyn through, but just the fact that relationships do go through trials, and then, you know, how you're supposed to deal with them and work through them.
Okay. What about you, Trey?
For me, for Deiondre, I was excited because this role was such a pivot from my last role under Daniel Barksdale Production. My last role was a lot more serious, a lot more calculated, a lot more taxing to be that type of person. Deiondre kind of leaves me some leeway to throw a little comedy in there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I do like the fact I can do that. And honestly, Deiondre just, you know, he's a lot of guys who, you know, too young or too dumb and figuring out life, you know what I'm saying, the hard way, basically. So I like to basically bring out that character for a lot of young men out there to look at and see what not to do, if you will, and what you can do on the fly. So, yeah, I definitely like that pivot to add a little more fun to this time around on tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going back to you, describe your character's personality in 3 words.
Ooh, 3 words.
She was tough. She was tough. For those who've seen the play, she's tough.
She's eventually strong. And I think I might leave it at that. Those 3 words. She's eventually strong.
Cool. Yeah, we don't want to give too much away.
I like that. For Deiondre, man, he's clearly impulsive, seeing what he gets himself wrapped up into. So I would say impulsive and misguided a little bit. I got to throw it in there. He is a little bit. And for the last one, he still has a base in him. He still loves his wife. So I would say, what we use for the last one? Family oriented. How about
Family
that?
oriented.
That's 2 words. That's 4 words right there. You go, guys. I gave
Okay.
you 4 words on Deiondre.
So in the world of entertainment, black couples are really kind of frowned upon. You know what I mean? Like that, we're not really depicted in a good light. But I think in this relationship, coming to the play, seeing it, it gives you a well-rounded view of a black relationship. So how important is that to play this role?
You talking about it first?
You can go first on this one.
I think it's very important just to show black couples, basically really working through issues. You know what I mean? Having it all drawn out, touching base with the family being involved. A lot of the black homes, we may have our family a little more involved than any other race, honestly, in our relationships. So I really believe it's very important for us to show, like I said, what some of the things not to do in a relationship and how, you know, you can overcome situations through marriage. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know there's a lot of ups and downs in marriage, good and bad, ugly and all that, and sweet. But I think it's important to show us actually work through this and, you know, Roslyn not end up in jail for, you know, running me over with a car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That might be on the next play. I don't know. So, yeah, definitely.
The family reunion and the funeral.
And the funeral. There we go.
I think it's very important to portray a black couple that actually kind of makes it through trials. Roslyn does have her moment where she has to have that moment, and I think women can relate to that. Like, you got to let them know that you can't be run over top of time and time again, but at the end of the day, if you choose to take them back, that's your decision and you need to stand on that as well. Mm-hmm. So regardless of, you know, what your family may say or what outsiders looking in may think about your decision, you need to be able to stand on what you're doing for you. And I think it's important to show a black couple that, you know, decides to stick it out.
Yeah, works it out. Okay. So without giving away too much, right? How important is it to recognize that there can be a third party in your relationship, whether it be a family, an entity, a job, coworker, best friend? How important is that, and what are the ramifications of having that in your relationship or marriage?
I don't know how the saying goes, but, you know, too many hands in the kitchen doesn't help the dish out much. I think I made that up. Like, you know what I mean? You don't need too many people stirring the pot. That was a great one. Keep that. Yeah, keep that. I'll put that somewhere. Well, yeah, you know, and it can come through everyday conversations that may start off innocent. You know what I mean? How your good night went with your wife, or, you know, or when trials come, you know, you got to know when to kind of hold in, or take it to the right place. You know what I mean? Your issues or whatnot. You know, it could be a pastor or anything like that. But, you know, it's having boundaries of what would I tell you about my home. You know, how much would I tell you what's going on with me and my wife? Because a lot of that is, you know, is pretty private. It's pretty, you know, it's more vital to keep that in-house than to have it out. You know what I mean? You know, we see it all the time. You know, you tell enough of your business, people start feeling a certain way about your spouse, the people that love you. And then when you're back fine with your spouse, they're not back fine with your spouse. It happens a lot in this day and age. So, yeah, you definitely got to see, you know, just check your boundaries and how far you go and what you tell. You should be fine.
Okay. So what about you, JaTaen?
I think there's this line that always sticks out. The character Mike says that, you know, a family should be there for each other, but too many voices can be a distraction. Mm-hmm. And I think it's true. You do need your family sometimes, but like Train was saying, you have to kind of be careful, like how much you're telling them and when you decide to tell them stuff. You tell them in the thick of an argument when you're upset and, you know, really contemplating leaving, and then y'all have reconciled and your family doesn't know, and your family still thinks you're contemplating leaving. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be encouraging you to go ahead and leave, not understanding you may have had conversations, or there could be changed behavior that they're not aware of because they don't live in your household and they don't understand your decision fully because you only gave them bits and pieces in the heat of the moment when your emotions were high.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and I like to add one thing. Like, if we knew every single thing that our friend's spouse done or that we've done, you know, or said during relationships, if that's always out there for public consumption, you know, we all wouldn't look great here and there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. As far as what we say in the moments and the words that we may use or how we may, you know, convey our frustration, you know, it's not good for public consumption. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe in working through it in-house. And, you know, going from there.
Okay. So how are you all like your characters? Like, what are some parallels?
I like it. He's a funny guy. Deiondre's a funny guy. Good guy.
It's tough because I don't necessarily find that I relate to Roslyn a whole lot. Some of what she's been through with her partner, I don't know that I would have toughed it out in those situations.
But do you see any qualities from her that the audience can grow from, can learn from?
She's a forgiving woman. She is a loving woman. And those are probably the two.
Forgiving, loving, yeah. I mean, she was able to overcome. You know what I mean? A lot of women, she did reach that point. I won't give too much away, but you'll see another side of her. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important also, to not shy away from the issue. You know what I mean? She didn't shy away from her issue. You know?
Yeah, she definitely addresses it head on.
When it was right there for her, yeah. So, yeah.
That's what's up. Okay. So as we bring this to a close, because, we're up close and personal behind the scenes, and I'm breaking it to y'all rehearsal, but why should people come see the play?
Man, if you just want not just the music, the singing, just good writing, man. A very good plot that can keep you interested from start to finish, and you can be invested in one particular character or invested in multiple characters, man. I think people will come to this show and they will laugh a lot. They will sing, they will dance. Some will cry, might drop a tear. Every emotion that you can think of could happen, and that's what you really want in stage play production, to pull out the emotions from each person sitting in that stance, So it's fun, man. It's a fun event. I think you bring your friends, your family, and just really have a really memorable experience. I really do believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me, if I weren't in the show, I think seeing it with a live band would really be something different, something you don't see all the time. And having that effect, it really kind of changes the game for a live stage play with live musicians. So if for nothing else, come and see what that's all about.
Yeah.
Because there's some great singing in here, and to be backed up by a wonderful band. Now, I don't sing, that's not me. But
unfortunately, we don't sing. We act well. That's what
for them to have that live band and to really be able to get into it, you really feel like you're part of the show when you come and see it. So
yeah, it's almost like the band is another character.
It
is.
It adds another layer, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does,
and I would say seeing it, I mean, it brings an emotion. And I think you guys killed it. You did an excellent job, beyond excellent.
Thank you.
And like you said, the plot, without giving away too much, I just think people it's something for everybody in this play that they can take home. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's all about planting that seed. And you guys did a great job with your two characters.
Thank
you. Thank you, man.
Taking us on a wild ride and planting those seeds. So great job.
We get a credit to Daniel Barksdale, man. This, like I said, this production is so well written. And he give us the characters. We just bring them to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we may add our little pizzazz to it. But yeah, it's just elite level writing. And when that's done well, the characters and all that just fall into place when you got the writing down good. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you guys luck on your third show. The first two were sold out, so I know guys got a lot in store for you guys. And then you're hitting the road, right?
Yes. Yeah, the tour will be starting late summer, early fall.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So hopefully I can get you guys back and we can talk in depth after everyone in Lynchburg has seen it.
All right. Thank you.
By then I'll be talking in sunglasses. Where my sunglasses at? I'll be real Hollywood by then. Yep. Coming to fall 2025, man. Daniel Barksdale Productions, family reunion. You already know, man. Deiondre in the building. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.